Okay, and says going live. Says going live. Says you are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our 19 minutes late Apple Event Roundup. I'd like to say that that's not our fault. That's Tim Cook's fault. They talked a lot.
Yeah, come on, Tim.
Yeah, speed it up a bit.
Oh, okay.
What? What, have you broken something?
No, it's us and then like your whole hearing is back type thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, welcome to tonight's stream. So we are going to be talking about, I guess, the recap of the Apple iPhone 13 event. Although there was more stuff there than just the iPhone 13, and a lot of it was very predictable.
Yeah.
Very predictable.
Yeah.
So
I don't think there's any surprises.
No, but if you have already watched this and let us know in the comments. What were you most excited about? Is there anything on there, straight off that you are going to pre-order? Because I'd be interested to know what the audience is actually into. Because I think me and Liam are a little bit jaded when it comes to certain tech. Because we've been...
That's how we met.
That
tech ruined our lives.
It brought us together, and I hate tech forever for that. But yeah, there's only so much you can do with a bit of tech. So let us know in the comments, is there anything that Apple announced today that you're excited about? Is there anything you're going to be pre-ordering? But we are going to go through some of the stuff and our thoughts on it. And first one up, the new iPad / budget iPad, starting at $329.
Yeah, it seems pretty... I've not wrote many notes for that, but I have wrote a note for is matching glasses with jumper.
Oh yeah. Tim Cook was full-blown matching. Had a matching watch, jumper, and glasses. I was
interested in what he was wearing. Then the new iPad. The new iPad seems good though. It's a good budget.
Yeah, if you're in the market for a budget iPad, starting at $329 for 64 gigabyte of storage, which is an improvement over the 32 that it started with, launches next week. Comes with an A13 processor, so decent little processor there. It's going to last a decent amount of time. Now has a true tone display, so some people love it, some people hate it, but basically that will help to match the colours on your screen with the colours of the room and the lighting and all that jazz. Has the exact same design as it's had previously, so there's going to be no change there, which is good, because it means if you've got a keyboard for it or a case for it, anything like that, it will continue to function. And it still uses the first-gen Apple Pencil. One improvement, front-facing camera. So it now takes advantage of center stage. So that is the nice kind of feature where it follows you around the room and stuff like that. And if somebody else walks into the frame, it'll show up.
Yeah, that's pretty... What, is it 122-degree wide
yeah,
because of the center stage?
Something like that. That's pretty cool. In this day and age where we're doing things virtually, it kind of makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Especially for those virtual pub quizzes, things like that.
There you go.
They still go on. They still go on.
So I think out of the whole event, that was one of the things I was most excited about more because I'd quite like to get my son one, and I was saying this to Liam, that my son always takes my iPad Pro. Like, always. He's evil. But it's good for me because he uses the Apple Pencil and he does jigsaws on this all the time, and it means that he's not going to scribble on walls because he can't, and he's not going to get jigsaw pieces everywhere. So in that respect, I like it. So... let us know your thoughts. Are you in the market for just a 10.2-inch display iPad? Decent enough price. So.
Well, it's a really good price for what it is. And again, I think over the past 5 years, probably my iPad, ever-changing iPad is the best bit of tech I've owned. So, or most used bit of tech, I would say.
Yeah.
So if you're still going into the iPad market and you've not had one yet, miles better than Android tablets, just hands down. They're actually what got me into Apple, so it's a really good stepping stone.
And speaking of iPads, the iPad Mini. I'll let you take this one away.
Yeah, I mean, this is the one I was most excited for. iPad Mini, but in the design of the new iPad Pro. So it's got Touch ID, which is a bit of a shame, even though it does have quite a thick bezel, but it looks really good. I think it was 8.2-inch screen. Again, I didn't take many notes.
8.3.
8.3.
8.3. Boom.
That 0.1 of an inch.
Hey, don't you complain about that 0.1 of an inch.
But yeah, it looks good. Again, it's got the wide, what was it called? What do you call it?
Center stage.
Center stage with a 122-degree camera up the front. It's got a good camera on the back. It might fit in your pocket. Probably won't if you like tight trousers like Sean.
But all my trousers are tight. It's to do with lockdown. I blame it on lockdown.
Always blame on lockdown. But yeah, new colours for it, folio, keyboard, all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I'm most excited for.
It also has a USB Type-C charger as well, so if you are in that USB-C life, you know what, that's a benefit there for you. The thing that disappoints me about this one, I guess again it's down to preference really, so they've gone to an 8.3-inch display, has the exact same footprint in terms of size as the previous iPad mini, and I kind of just wish it got a little bit smaller. So if it shrunk it down and kept the same old screen size, it just makes it a bit more pocketable, but I guess I understand why.
And what we were talking about during film is almost irrelevant because it's not going to happen, but it would have been great if you could make phone calls off the iPad mini, because it would be almost the perfect device, because you wouldn't need a tablet, you wouldn't need a phone, you would have the iPad mini and it would just do a job for you. So.
Question, do you make phone calls though? Like, not, I don't mean do you talk voice on phone, if I can get my English. I don't talk. But I suppose we use apps now for like voice calls and everything, so...
Yeah, but like I still phone the doctors, I call my ear doctor, pretty much all medical people.
Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough. We're still in an age where we've not completely lost the phone.
Fair, makes sense. But yeah, it also as well, it supports the 2nd gen Apple Pencil, so...
Yeah.
You know, that...
So like, it's a perfect notepad to have around with you. Did they say how heavy it was? I don't think they did.
They probably had it up on the slide and we missed it, because it starts at $499. So it is, I mean, it's not a budget device. It's not the most expensive out of the lineup, but it then makes it a harder sell because it's not too much more. What's the iPad Air start at? Like $579. So for like an extra $80, you get a lot more screen.
Yeah, I suppose it depends what you're going to use.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, I don't like the Air because it's got the thicker bezels on the button. Again, I'm annoyed it doesn't have Face ID, because the bezels do seem quite thick on the mini. However, Touch ID is good. I prefer it on the power button than the actual middle button, or whatever you'd call it, home button. That's probably better. But yeah, I mean, if anyone has any thoughts comparing the Air to the new mini, or if they've got a current mini, because I've not met many people who have the mini. No. Just let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, will you be pre-ordering it? Is it that perfect size for you, or is it just too big, or just too small? I guess let us know in the comments. It's also made from 100% recycled aluminium.
Yes, aluminium. Everything in this
was pretty much recycled.
So Apple are good for that, it seems, is what we just talked about.
Yeah, they were quite big on environment, and this time what Apple did is they didn't throw in a caveat of like, yeah, we're massive on environment and we're doing all these things, but we are removing this and making you waste all this, so well done. They might have learnt a bit of a lesson. So moving on from the iPads, I think they're both interesting devices. So we've got a new budget iPad, and obviously we've got the new iPad mini, finally redesigned. They've kept that old design now for so incredibly long, so... yes, finally. Finally. And then the Apple Watch. So the Series 7 was announced, and it's kind of interesting.
Yeah,
kind of not, but again, I guess it depends.
I feel like the theme, apart from the mini, spoiler alert everyone, the theme of this keynote was everything's had a basic upgrade.
Yeah.
Nothing spectacular. Nothing, oh, that's crazy. Apart from the mini changes line, everything... You just dropped something.
Yeah, I dropped my pencil.
How dare you.
So sorry.
Yeah, everything is just like a little bit better. So the 7 is a little bit better. It's got the same wrist size as the 6. However, it's got what was it? Like
20% bigger screen and
20% bigger screen.
40% smaller bezels as well, which is, I think that's quite nice.
I mean, it will be a nicer watch to have than the 6, but it's not anything I've went. Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, everything's seen like this. Crack resistant screen, IP6X, X for X-ray, not S, just in case people are wondering. So a lot more durable, a lot more resistant.
When you said X for X-ray, I thought you meant that it can't get X-ray.
No, sorry to confuse you. So it looks nice. It's got a much brighter screen. It charges 45 minutes to 80%, so it's a decent device. But again, everything this year, even the iPhones when we get onto those, it feels like if you've already got one that's not massivly old, there's probably no need to upgrade. It's not so even though the Series 7 looks really nice and it's got a bigger screen and it keeps the same footprint and you've got an on-screen keyboard so you can reply to things. It's not as though I looked and went, I need to upgrade my Series 4.
Yeah.
Just.
And then it's like what we were saying during the video and what you said. It's like I was impressed with the keyboard. I think it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
But Sean was like, but you're still going to be using two hands to type. It's not like you're saving time from just, oh, I've got a notification. I'll get my phone out my pocket and do it. That's generally how it works.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose if you're out running and you've got like the 4G version, then the keyboard might be handy. But it's not that revolutionary.
No, it has its use cases, but the previous Apple Watches, you could reply to messages on them if you had to, because you couldn't reply or reach your phone. So it's not as though it's like, oh wow, okay, that's amazing. But again, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Are you in the market for a new Apple Watch? Do you have an older Apple Watch? I'd say if you have a Series 3 or older, then this is a very appealing upgrade, because the Series 3 still has the even smaller screen on the same footprint. So you would see this and it will look so much better. It looks so much newer.
I mean, what happened to the Series 4? Because like they showed all of their current lineup of Apple Watches. So it's got Series 3, jumps to SE, then it's still got the 5 and the 6. But like, what happened to the 4?
I have a 4, and maybe I'm the only person who has one now.
I had one.
It's a dying breed.
My girlfriend has one.
Well, there you go.
But what happened? Why is that not supported, but the 3 is?
I think it's because the Series 4 was the oldest of the new design, and then they had the always-on displays. So like you've got the Series 3 now, which is $199. Then they've got like the Series 5 still available. The Series 7 is $399. Now, I'm going to say something. If you are in the market for an Apple Watch, don't you dare buy the Series 3. Just do not touch it. Absolutely not. And the reason is, if you look at any forums or anything about the Series 3 at the moment, is even though it supports the latest software, it doesn't have enough internal storage, and Apple haven't fixed this issue. So every time an update comes up for watchOS, people have to reset it back to factory settings and then completely restore it with the new version of the software.
Bit of a ball, and it's really hard to look at.
But
it's small.
That alone, the whole upgrade process is so un-Apple. Say what you will about Apple, is they're really good at supporting old hardware, so it's nice the Series 3 gets supported. But the fact they sell something that has a broken upgrade process, it boggles the mind. It's just un-Apple. But
un-Apple, is that a new verb?
Yeah, I've coined it, un-Apple. So yeah, will you be getting the new Series 7? I like the look of it. But in the comments, let us know. I think my wife has a Series 3 at the moment. I don't think I know she does. And once that dies, once that battery starts dying out, I would potentially look at maybe a new one.
What? So you'd get your wife the 7 and you'd keep the 4?
Absolutely not. She would get the 4 and I would get the 7. Don't be stupid.
Who says romance is dead?
Exactly. I am a beautiful man. Also, let us know in the comments, what do you use your Apple Watch for? Because I wear mine all the time. And I almost feel like I can't justify ownership of an Apple Watch or the purchase of an Apple Watch, because it doesn't add much to my life. But I really like it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I wear mine all the time as well.
Yeah.
Now I work. I'm not have instant access to my phone. I use it a lot more. That's what we were saying. But like, Sean works from home, so
yeah.
Like his phone is there, so he gets the notification. He's like, I'll get my phone. Sean uses it for Apple Fitness.
I did for a while. I don't know. I play Ring Fit, and I carry my children to school.
Yeah. Don't show the pictures.
Don't show the pictures, no.
Kind of weird. But yeah, it's like, but I just use it as a watch, and for when I have notifications, it's still. I'll read it. I'll read the notification and be like, I'm going to reply on my phone. It's not that. Is it better than the Fitbit? A little bit.
Yeah.
But not massively for me. But I don't think I could go back to Fitbit.
Yeah, you say that. Is it better than the Fitbit? In some ways, yes, but in a lot of ways, no. And a video we have planned, a little plug there for you to subscribe, a video we have planned is going to be like a Fitbit versus Apple Watch, because Fitbit had some really good like fitness social interaction for like all the group competitions and everything.
Yeah,
It had sleep tracking that was not absolute crap, like the Apple Watch, and it has battery life that gets you through more than a day.
Yeah, so another thing we were saying earlier is like when I don't sleep with my Apple Watch on, because if I did, I'd have to charge it midday of the next day. So it's got about, what, 30 hours battery life? Maybe?
No. 30 hours would get you through. Yeah, about 18.
18 hours. I can do maths. So, but when I had a Fitbit, it would last a week.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah, we both own Apple Watches. We both seem to like Apple Watches. But I think, again, unless you're new to the Apple Watch market or on a very old Apple Watch, it's just not worth the plunge. But let us know.
Worth the plunge.
Not worth the plunge. Now, speaking of fitness, which me and Liam are both big on fitness, especially Liam loves Pilates, so he was really excited about Apple Fitness Plus. So Apple Fitness Plus is getting some interesting upgrades. So they're bringing some new fitness workout things there to get you ready for your skiing and snowboarding season.
I'll be so ready for skiing.
Absolutely.
I love skiing.
We're in the UK now. Is this something that people around the world get ready for? Is there a season where you're all like, boom, that season's hitting, I'm going to be on the slopes, hitting the slopes?
I imagine the Alps. I imagine where skiing destinations are. People do get ready. People, I know people who've worked in ski resorts, like from Britain, and they would go work at a ski resort for 2 months and then come back.
Yeah.
So it is a thing. I don't know what you're on.
No, I know it's a thing, but Apple made it out to be like it's a worldwide phenomenon.
Yeah, lots of places have better mountains than Vesuvius.
Fine, moving on. It had a group workout function for up to 32 people, which I think that's a pretty good thing.
That is good. That was quite exciting. I think it would be funny to do. I don't think I would work out more, but I think it would be more fun to work out with in a group like that.
Yeah, especially if beforehand, if I wanted to work out with my wife with Apple Fitness, she'd have to do a workout, I'd have to do a workout, and I mean, never even attempted to, but it would have been a pain to try and figure it all out, whereas now it can be like, if someone has an iPad and someone else has Apple TV, then you can kind of sync it up. I do wonder if you had 2 people wanting to use the same Apple TV, because that would kind of make sense. Yeah. How that would work, but they didn't really say.
No, it does seem to be more designed for just not in the same house. Me and you, for example, we could do it.
Was it? I thought it was if you were near each other and it was using like AirPlay and SharePlay and stuff.
I don't know.
Were we watching the same thing? Did we both just make new things up? Yeah,
let's watch the whole thing again.
Well, no, it was painful. So it has group workouts for up to 32 people, and my thoughts were it would be like for a big class, so like if you group of friends wanted to be fitter together, then you could do that. You could all have your iPhones and your AirPods in and giving it the old.
Oh, he's going skiing. Look at that.
I'm going to be hitting them slopes.
Well, I read it differently. I thought it was like 32 individual people can do like for one screen, so everyone watches for one workout and then they have their own thing and it compares at the end, but we'll have to do more research. Yeah,
we'll try and figure it out. So, moving on to the big thing of the event, and I've been joined by Gremlin.
I was going to call him a Gremlin. Genuinely.
What?
I was going to call your son a Gremlin.
Oh, we're like 2 minds connected. Right, off you go.
Okay, see ya. Thanks, everyone. It's a nice show.
So yeah, on to the big one of the event. So they really made a big song and dance about these 2 things being completely separate. So iPhone 13 and the iPhone 13 mini. Take it away, Liam.
So yeah, diagonal cameras.
Yeah, the layout different.
I don't like it. I really don't like it, and it kind of makes sense space-wise compared to like just that having like 2 cameras plopped on there.
Yeah.
And it's got a thinner bezel, but I agree with Sean's opinion on this that there's just empty space on the side.
He means notch.
I do mean notch.
Yeah, smaller notch.
My handwriting, and one of the words I've wrote is. Can you read that? No.
Splunk.
Splunk.
Oh yeah.
They mentioned Splunk at one point, and it made me laugh. But yeah,
so mature.
A15 Bionic. It's quicker, better battery life.
Yeah.
Again, like we said earlier, everything is just better than last year's.
Yeah.
Nothing stand out, I would say.
No, I mean, there's a couple of things. So IP68, ceramic shield, so it's more durable. Super Retina XDR display, so it's brighter. Which, for some people, that's a big deal. You know, if you're working outdoors a lot and you do struggle to see your display because it, you know, can be a bit glary, that's a pretty big thing. A15, they made a big song and dance about the fact that no one's caught up with last year's or the year before's chip, which, fair enough. Apple don't really have to compete too much at the moment in that space. The big thing that they really focused on was cinematic mode for the camera. So for video, basically, it's doing a really fancy, like a professional camera, where you could have someone in the background. It would blur me out, and then you get the background, or I could blur out the background here and just have me in focus. So they did a big, very long demonstration of this. And it looks interesting. You know, if you are somebody out there who, I don't know, wants everything in one device, and I guess from our perspective, if you are a budding YouTuber or something like that, and you don't want to buy the brand new camera, actually this will be able to give you a really good like depth of field in your videos. So that's quite nice.
Yeah, it seemed to me it'd be good for students more than anything else. Like, I don't think, again, like Sean said, budding YouTuber, brilliant. It's good for that. But like, hopefully you'd get to a point where you don't need that. So it's a very small niche that this is going to be used for, I reckon. Like, I don't think many people will be using it to do professional films, or they might use it for coursework when they're like doing A levels or whatever. I don't know what kids do these days.
Who knows? Who knows? But it starts at $699 for the Mini, and the starting storage is 128 gigabyte.
That is good.
Who'd have thunk it that we'd see the day and age where Apple would stop skimping on storage?
And then so they can't force you to pay for them or iCloud. Another thing I've wrote here, and I don't know what it's relevant to.
Oh God.
Is rack focus. Can you remember rack focus?
Rack focus. That was the cinematic mode.
Oh, is that what they call
it?
Yeah,
they started off by calling it rack focus. I thought they'd said rat focus. That's why I remember, because it's like, what is rat focus? I've never, in all my time looking at anything to do with video, I've never seen rat focus there.
Yeah, so what we've just been talking about is rack focus.
Rack focus, yeah, boom.
Zooming on one, focus on one, and focuses on the other one.
Yeah, and the camera has the optical image stabilization has also been brought from the Pro, that was put, or the Pro Max, down onto the Minis and the iPhone 13. So that's pretty good. So in terms of obviously stabilization and autofocus and all of that's going to be much better. Much larger capture sensor as well. So in terms of like your night mode and stuff like that, you're going to get a much better shot. So all in all, the iPhone 13 and the Mini massively improved. And if you were interested in the Mini last year, you'll have heard all the things about it having awful battery life. Apple claims it now has 1.5 hours longer, and the 13 has 2.5 hours longer. The question is that usage or standby? And I think they said standby. If it's standby, then that's kind of, it's nice to have, but it's not really going to make too much of a difference.
Yeah, it's almost irrelevant at a certain point, because it is just, it's slightly better. They've improved it using AI, it seems.
Yeah.
Was it a bigger battery?
Yeah, it's bigger. We've just talked about that.
That was
So yeah, it's all in all a decent upgrade. So again, I think if you, I don't know, what phone would you have to be upgrading from? I'd say 10. A 10, maybe a 10. Yeah. At a push, a 10s, because to be fair, anything before the 11 had a pretty average camera, whereas the 11s and above got good cameras. Yeah. Like the Apple full-blown went camera game at that stage. So if you've got maybe a 10s or older and you want a better camera.
But I suppose it used to be every 2 years was the traditional upgrade, but since phones have been getting more and more expensive, and that's been spread out a bit more. So yeah, 10 makes sense.
Sense. No, it's not a word, but we'll roll with it. I've invented one, and you've invented one. And then the iPhone 13 Pro. The main difference here is they've got a 5-core GPU instead, I believe it was a 2-core GPU. Again, so Super Retina XDR display, 1000 nits brightness. So again, for you people who are outdoors a lot, that's pretty handy. Pro Motion, it's finally here. Yeah. Pro Motion. So
you ladies first.
Okay, ladies first.
Before beauty.
Choose one and stick with it. No, okay.
Ladies before beauty.
Nice. So yeah, ProMotion, for anybody who doesn't know, has been in the iPad Pro for quite some time, and basically it goes up to 120 hertz refresh all the way down to 10, I believe, on the iPhone. So that means you get like buttery smooth animation for things like gaming and stuff where, like, scrolling through stuff, it just looks really, really smooth. But the great thing is it's really good for battery conservation as well. So if you're reading something on like Kindle, you don't need a 120 hertz screen at that stage, so it'll drop it down to like 10 hertz. And if you're scrolling and then you stop and you're looking at a static image or reading something, again, it'll then switch that up using AI and all of that just to make sure that it's not wasting battery going into full-blown 120 hertz. So looks a lot smoother, saves battery.
Yeah, good.
Good. Finally here. Makes sense. What a difference it'll make on an iPhone. I don't know. It's a nice to have. I don't think it's worthwhile upgrading from, like, if you've got an iPhone 12, it's probably not worthwhile running out to go get this.
No.
But it's a nice to have.
Yeah, and again, lots of like 100% recycled aluminium.
Yeah.
All the gold's recycled. They've got rid of the plastic wrapping on the outside of the box for the iPhone. So, what was it, like 6 million tons of plastic less?
Something ridiculous.
It's something crazy.
Yeah.
That they've got rid of. So that's really good. Something I don't like about the 12 Pro, 13 Pro,
Yeah.
is the cameras sticking out. Little, each individual lens sticks out quite a bit though. But like
They've always
I've got the
done that.
12. Yeah, but like.
Jesse, go focus. Focus. God, I wish I had an iPhone 13 Pro Max to focus
Yeah,
right
I mean,
now.
to be fair, I'm using a free webcam. But like the 13, they stick out even more individually. I just don't like it. It looks.
That's fair. Again, it's that you need to have a case on it, but that seems to be the thing with all Apple products. But that camera has been upgraded, so it now has a macro lens on there as well, which is great for close-up shots of things that are small or that you're just close to. And it supports ProRes video format, 4K 30 frames per second. So again, if you are somebody who's doing a lot of videography and you're doing a lot of video, it's going to be much better in terms of editing and not losing that color. So for like your color grading, your quality and all of that, it's going to be so much better. And it comes in up to 1 terabyte of storage as well, which is massive.
Crazy.
Crazy amount.
What's the filming like on the 12? Because I film in 4K, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but it's a different kettle of fish. So, like, on my 11 Pro Max is 4K 60 frames per second, but then it was like on the 12s it went to 4K 60 frames per second HDR, whereas this is now like 4K HDR ProRes format. So again, it's a much bigger file format with more detail in it. So even though yes, they're still 4K 30 or 60 or whatever, it's different in terms of the quality.
And then as we found out, comparing your phone to an actual camera, it is massively different. So
yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that comes out. And they start at $999 for the standard Pro and $1099 for the Pro Max. And they, yeah, shut up. I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. It's a pre-order from Friday as well. So again, let us know in the comments. Are you going to be pre-ordering one of the iPhones? If so, which one and why? I'd just be interested to know what people are going to be upgrading from. Also, yeah, let us know what you'll be upgrading from. It'd be nice to kind of get an idea of what people are switching from, because we don't work in a phone store anymore like we used to. We don't get that kind of flavour of what people are changing from and to. So my
full-time YouTubers.
I was trying to make something clever about full tubers.
That's a floob.
Floop tubers. Yeah. So my wife still has an iPhone 10, and it still does a good job.
Yeah.
So it's like I was thinking, oh, if there's something good comes out, then maybe upgrade. And
yeah, we don't have a temptation anymore, do we? Like
no.
When you're working with phones, you're like, actually, yeah, maybe I will. But now, like, the temptation's actually gone. Even though we run a tech channel, it's not like we need it anymore.
So out of everything they announced, audience, let us know. Are you upgrading, pre-ordering, getting any of these devices? If so, why? Which one? And what are you moving from? Liam, if you had to choose one of the devices on this list, what would it be? And why?
I would... Is it for free? Are you going to get it for me?
I'm not getting it for you.
Well, I would get the 13 Pro, sell it, so I've got the extra money.
No,
Then
no,
buy the iPad Mini. I just think the iPad Mini looks really neat, and I think that's the thing I would use the most out of everything.
Yeah.
It's my watch. I've got the Series 6. I've got the 12 iPhone.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't use any of that like filming stuff. Whereas the Mini, I would be tempted to like actually put it in my pocket or in my bag and just bring it with us like literally everywhere. So yeah.
Fair enough. My choices make me an absolute moron. It'd be a toss-up between the iPad Mini and the iPhone Mini, which makes no sense because an iPad Mini is just like a really big phone basically, and yeah, like Liam said, I work from home and I have a Pro Max at the moment, and it's too big because I always have like my iPad unless my son's stolen it, or my MacBook is near hand, and all of my notifications come through to my Apple Watch. So I kind of just want a small compact phone. The thing that's put me off the iPhone Minis has been the battery life and the reports that they're just dire. So I'll probably wait and see what some reviews say about it, and then
I got a message from Sean the other day saying I've got a sore pinky.
Yeah, seriously, it's because to use this one-handed, I hold it like this. Is it in shot? So like my pinky rests, and it's a heavy, big phone, so my hand gets really sore. So loads of times now I do the again, if you've worked with phones and trying to help customers use phones, elderly people will always come in with their iPhones. They hold it in one hand and do this, like tap on the screen with one finger. I've become like that now because the phone's just a bit too big and hurting my little poor pinky.
and you're elderly. So.
And I'm elderly, apparently. Thank you, Liam. But yeah, so an iPhone 13 mini would help to solve that issue just a little bit. But it's still a good phone.
A mini phone because, again, when I got the 12, I was pretty much going to go for the Mini. I was almost like 90% sure. I remember we were talking about it. And then I got a hold for Mini, and my phone before was for 10. So 5.8-inch screen going down to 5.4.
Yeah.
Mini, and it was just a bit too small because I was using my phone all the time now. And I would struggle. I would definitely struggle. I'd be more inclined now that I've got a much more active job where things are heavy and I get hit with heavy things quite a lot. Whereas a smaller phone could be better for that. But I think if I had to choose, it would be the iPad Mini.
Yeah, I do like the look of the iPad Mini. The iPhone Mini as well has the same size notch as all the others. So actually it takes up much more screen space. And that also puts me off because obviously you are losing so much more space. And I know the notch is shrunk, but I think both me and Liam have discussed this, that until your notch is gone, I don't care. I think, in fact, having a smaller notch is worse because there's so much empty space on either side of it now. And so, no thanks. Which is painful.
No, thank you, Apple.
No, thank you, Apple. You can keep your notch. And I best not say anything that gets us banned. Yes, iPad Mini probably would be up there. I do the budget iPad for my son is realistically probably going to be the one thing that I end up investing in for him because it just kind of makes sense. None of them. None of these.
None of them.
But yeah. I'm looking forward to next month for Apple's next event, and we'll briefly discuss that, I guess. So we're discussing that a little bit. So October's event is meant to be no, it's not. MacBook focused. So the 16-inch MacBook finally getting upgraded. So the 16-inch getting an upgrade, and a 14-inch coming out. Both apparently sporting an M1X processor. If I could get a 14-inch in this, I am getting really just salivating.
It's really weird. I don't know what it was. You just went.
Yeah. That's how excited I am. 14-inch in the same size as a 13-inch. That does it for me. There's rumours there'll be a new Mac Mini with the M1X. I think it is. It's definitely past my bedtime. I don't stay up late now. Children, they don't let me sleep. Yeah. But what we were saying is I would love to see the 12-inch MacBook return with even just an M1 processor in there. I say even just, the M1 processor is awesome. They stick that bad boy in a 12-inch.
Yeah, like what I was saying is I enjoy my MacBook. I have a Pro. I do have a Pro. I enjoy my MacBook Pro 13-inch, but the bezel is still massive on it. So if they do bring out this 14-inch and it's the same size as the 13, they've just got rid of all the bezel, or most of the bezel.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. And then apparently there's a 12-inch one, which I didn't even know about.
Yeah. It
So
just
yeah.
died a death because Intel couldn't obviously get the chips that would actually be efficient in it, and it had loads of issues. But it was a gorgeous design. I would love to see that come back.
MacBook with your iPad Mini, that'd be good.
Oh, well, that'd be a nice little pairing. That would be a nice pairing. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see what happens next one. But the ones that seem pretty much guaranteed are a 14-inch and a 16-inch, and potentially a Mac Mini. So I guess we shall see. New AirPods 3. So AirPods. I am past my bedtime. AirPods Generation 3. So what they do with that, I guess, remains to be seen. I've just got some new AirPods Pro, and I enjoy them. I'd recommend them at all the discounted prices you can currently get them for like 170 quid.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So, you can't go too far wrong with that. So let us know what you're looking forward to next month. October. And also let us know, do you want us to do live streams like this again? Because we used to do Tech Tuesday. Ironically, we've changed the name to Dome of Tech because we could never actually get it on a Tuesday because we're always late, and we've done it on a Tuesday. So I don't know.
Dome of Tuesday.
Dome of Tuesday. There we go. We've renamed it again. We'll never do it on a Tuesday. Our idea at the moment is we'll do these sort of things on just when there's a bigger event or when something comes out.
We have something like just when we want, really.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we'll just do it. But if you do want us to do it on a more regular basis, let us know in the comments. If you don't, also let us know in the comments, because the more you lot comment, and none of you have, so
I have.
You have, I have. So the more people that comment, the more that YouTube goes, oh, people are interested in this video, and they show it to more people, which is great, because it means that we get super rich and famous, which means we can buy all of this Apple product. Because what you'll normally find is every other Apple-centric YouTuber or tech-centric YouTuber go, hey guys, don't you worry, we're going to pre-order one of each of these devices and we'll have them here for launch day. We're not, because we everything we review, we buy ourselves.
Yeah, and we're poor. It's about economy? I can't say the word.
Economic climate.
Oh. I can say economic. I just can't say it with the Y on the end.
Economy. Economy.
Comedy.
Economy. 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 What? Say it.
Comedy.
No,
Comedy.
not comedy. This is comedy, but economy.
I used to have speech therapy, and this is bullying. I can't. Words I've never been able to say. Comedy.
Moving swiftly on.
Economic climate.
There we go. There we go. We'll stick with that. So, if you've got any questions about these new devices, anything you want to talk about them, throw them down in the comments. If you want us to do these shows in the future, weekly, every other week, never, again, let us know. We'll get Liam to do an economy show, and we'll go from there. So, thank you very much for I can't say watching. Thanks for watching. Bash that like button. Also subscribe whilst you're there. And we'll see you soon for some more awesome content.
Dome of Tech.
Dome of Tech. Dome of Tuesdays. I winked. I tried. God. Bye.